Alrighty then. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? I should probably move the microphone around. You can be there for now. Yeah, I can be there for now. Hello everyone. Welcome. Nope. This is a disaster. Okay. This is Summon Weeb. Welcome back. Alright, now that I got that out of the way. My apologies about not uploading as much. I just don't have a catalog of videos, which is unfortunate, as I kind of need those for when I don't record for periods of time. Oh, not that one. But since the last time I actually recorded, constantly swaying here on its back. Hard to keep my balance at times. On the upside, it's a great ab workout. Always about ab workouts with the knees, I don't understand. But since last time I actually recorded something like a week and a half ago, well, honestly, life went on. So here's a quick summary of my memory as to what went on. Actually, kind of, I should probably turn that down a bit more. Let's see. I went to King Tech. Started with wires today. Not today, yesterday. No. Yeah, yesterday. My mom's birthday happened, yesterday as well. And, what else? Oh yeah, homecoming is today. At least for, truly notable events that have occurred today. For less notable things directly, I worked with wires at King Tech, which is my IT-based class. What else went on in that, like, week and a half? I'm trying to remember, like, anything notable. AP Computer Science had a slight miscommunication between me and one of my classmates, as we were having to do some coding, obviously, and that coding had me and my classmate attempt to figure out what was wrong with my code, as I somehow had more errors in my lines of code than I had lines of code. I think I had like 22 errors in 20 lines of code. Like, I couldn't believe it. And my classmate saw it and was like, "Hey, yo, bro, I need your help with something." It's like, I can't get this, like, pen to change colors, despite, like, me trying my best. So I was like, "Hey, can you help me?" And it's like, "What is all this? I don't know." It was all pseudocode that I typed out. And since it was all pseudocode, none of it really worked. So he essentially took over my code, and I was like, "Here, let me help you out." And he tried his best to help me out, which I do appreciate. But his help gave me the exact same thing that I already had. And, like, he had a lot more experience than I did. But, like, we couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. Like, wasn't that the program didn't start, or that didn't, like, end? It did both of those things. It just wouldn't change colors. And so I got to sit back and watch my classmate attempt to do my work for me, only to find out that he had no clue what he was doing. So I left both me and him and my friend Calvin all confused as to what my code was even supposed to do. Until we just asked my teacher, he's like, "Hey, bro, can you help?" It's like, "Sir, can you help me out? We have some difficulty with my code." And thankfully for him, like he knows what he's doing, so he helped us out. Unlike my teammates, who are all currently just doing the exact opposite of helping each other. And I did eventually figure out what was wrong. Just it was not a fun process to get there. Oh, would you look at that? Me and Quan leveled up, level 16. Alright, that's normal for comp science. None of my other classes, actually that's not true. Creative writing, ironically enough, was actually pretty interesting. Not because I wrote anything, more so because I got to make an avatar that was supposed to represent me to some extent. That, however, failed drastically. Well, not really failed, more so got a tad out of hand. Because at the start, like, I was making an avatar with Hero Forge. I was like, make it represent some traits of you, obviously, since I am the older sibling, and out of my circle of friends, I'm often the oldest one. I made my character like an old man. So, I made a lizard dragon. I think it was more dragon humanoid. And since dragons tend to be wise, and the older a character is, the more wise they're supposed to be, in theory anyway, I figured, why not just make him look like an old man? At least in theory. So that's what I tried to do. And at the start it was fine. I was like, oh yeah, like find some like facial hair that works correctly, find horns for my dragon, find all that, and mosey on. But that moseying on led me to make a dragon fey creature that had no right to do whatever I was intending for it to do. And that's a little unfortunate. I'm sorry, it's not dead. How is it not dead? Oh, there we go. I'll probably end up like putting a photo of this creation on screen so that way y'all can see what it looked like. Only to find out I needed to make a poster involving said avatar, which turned out to be a bit more difficult because I had literally nothing for this character. I had no story, I had no thoughts, I didn't even have a name. I just had an avatar that looked nothing like how I intended it to start out as because I was having fun. So when I had to make a poster of it, I chose to not. I made, well, not made, more so expanded upon a different character that was already in it, which was a character I used in a D&D adventure with some of my friends. A little, I think it was like a mini iron golem called Nubby. Now, they didn't have a golem in this avatar creator, so I had to choose the next best thing of a robot. I had something for him because he was a character in D&D. And since I remember that campaigns well enough, I could make some facts about it. I could make a somewhat realistic poster involving it. If I have a photo of it, I'll put it on screen. So that way y'all know what I'm talking about. But outside of Nub, I should probably make a separate video about that D&D campaign. I'd probably do D&D stuff, like, more often. As much as I like it, I don't do it too terribly much. Dear Nico, I cooked up a quiz, but it can't be written. You know the drill. Find me and be challenged. I probably should do that. Oh, that's a great story. I'll tell this one. So, my first legitimate session of D&D, where I played like an actual character slash meaningful role, was what, 2 years ago now? Like 1.5, 2 years ago? Man, time flies. I was with my friends, Marquise and Aids, who you may recognize the names of if you watched the earlier episodes of this challenge run. And I think Jimmy. Yeah, it was Jimmy. So 3 of us were playing D&D together, and someone had to make the campaign. Now keep in mind, this was my first session, and since I had no clue what I was doing anyways, I was like, you know what? I'll make a campaign in D&D. It can't be that hard. Turns out, it is that hard, especially when you have no clue what you're doing. Which led to, if you know D&D, you may have heard something called a Bone Devil. This was at the end of the session of where I had my, not my party members, but like my players, going around town to town to try and attempt to make a story out of literally nothing, as that's what I had. And they find a town outside of nowhere, but past somewhere. Those are the actual town names of nowhere and somewhere. And once they got there, the town was empty. It was empty except for one old man. And so, since it was a ghost town, they asked the man, like, where they were, where they were going, and he wasn't having any of it. He told them to leave or face the consequences of not doing so. And that led to him removing his like polymorph slash transformation of what he appeared to be and turn into a bone devil to fight three adventurers who are level 1. Level 1. Now, for those of you who don't know what a bone devil is, it's a very high grade, like, end of campaign level monster that you fight. That you can fight, obviously. Because if you're like me, you gotta fight that as the first encounter. You can tell I had no clue what I was doing, because I was like, alright, roll initiative. Or like, roll initiative for what? And I had to pull up the monster manual. I was like, alright, what looks interesting? I was like, oh, y'all let me find a bone devil. And, like, I think it was Wyatt was the only person that actually knew what that was. It was like, and that's what they did. They tried to fight it. I think Mark and Wyatt both died on turn 1, as it got, like, I think it got 3 actions per turn. And they couldn't really hurt it because its armor class was so high and their damage was so low. Again, level 1. Except for Jimmy. Jimmy survived on like 1 health. Which is astounding because when he tried to attack, he failed. Which led me to the actual point of the story I was trying to get to. Of where, like, they all essentially fainted. They didn't die, necessarily. And what they did was, like, they fainted, but they awoke in a town surrounded by a ridiculously tall wall. And you have any clue as to what I'm referring to, I was basing that on Attack on Titan of that town. And I had to somehow make an end to this story that literally started with nothing. And I had to answer questions partway through my campaign because nobody knew what I was talking about. I didn't know what I was talking about, and I ran the thing. And that was my one and only time so far running a D&D campaign. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time doing that. We never picked up that campaign again. And at the end, we were all like, yeah, we'll have someone else campaign next time. Oh, blindfold. Pretend not to notice enemy attacks and inflict stats effects. And that was, again, the one time I ran a D&D campaign so far. I might get my friends together again and attempt to make another one with an actual story this time. And not just something I randomly put together in literally less than 2 minutes. And like, Nubby wasn't involved in that story. He wasn't made till like a while later. But I miss that. I miss events like that. Not that I can't have any more, just I don't know. Feels like I've grown up since then, and I look back on those days with my friends in a better light than I would have, say, like a month ago or like a year ago, simply because, time passed since then. Me and that circle of friends don't really communicate with each other much anymore. And so the times we did end up hanging out or spending time together like that, I look back and think fondly of it. But I could always attempt to have more memories like that. Whether I make them or just dig back further into my memory bank and see what happens. Whether or not anything actually comes up from that is debatable. There we go. No, 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 not yet. Soon, but not yet. We'll do one more run of the stage, get the quarrel over. Alright, yeah. Or is it two more? I don't recall. It might be one, it might be two, I don't know. But I will see you all once that is over. Alright, we're back. Turns out I just needed one. Alright, y'all's quarrel's over. You know what? You two can stay in there. Yeah, y'all stay. I'm not gonna be fighting that rule anymore. Alright. Level 13. One member is level 12. We'll see what happens. Question is, do we have enough firepower and willpower to stay alive throughout the fight? I don't know. I don't know why I moved like that. Alright. I remember my strategy from last time. I think it was sharpen claws and attempt for the horse whispering. But if I end up failing this attempt, then I'll end the episode there. As it's been nearly 25 minutes. Okay. Alright. Adjust the one. Alright, that's gonna hurt. No, we needed you to heal there. Okay. one person's guaranteed. I'm not going to survive this. I might. It'll be close, but I can't risk that. I have to waste one of my praised turns on healing. 25, not bad. Oh no. I made the right choice to heal there, and I died anyway. Come on. Yeah! That heal came too late. Ah. This is gonna be a disaster. It'll actually be worth it if one of the party members stays down. Thank you. Okay. Have no bananas left. Keith's still dead. Alright, I'm full health. If it breathes, I'll survive, unfortunately. Me and Kaiser can't level up hard to get her to get all her health back. I mean, the best thing I can do is this. Thank you, Juan. Now, I need you to actually, like, give me something to work with here. I'm dead. Caleb is... He might be dead. This may not even be worth the effort. None of it's gonna be worth the effort, not even half health. Yep. I roll, and we have died. It's probably a good idea. And get some rest. Let's go to Caleb's room. Y'all can do that in the next episode. Because it hit 28 minutes, and I'm not trying to keep episodes too long. But yeah, this has been Some Angry Weeb. I will see you, hopefully, in the next video. So take care, everyone.